grab your glue gun and ribbon. It's time to create at the Home Decor Crafters Summit. Enjoy 35 inspiring workshops led by talented speakers. We have amazing giveaways that are happening now. Register today for your chance to win and get your free ticket today. And if you want to keep the workshops, upgrade to the VIP ticket for lifetime and instant access with exclusive bonuses. So grab your glue gun and let's stick together for some crafty fun at the Home Decor Crafters Summit. Hello, we are back again. If we haven't met yet, I'm Shelly with We Can Make That, and this is one of our live streams that are part of the Home Decor Crafters Summit. Today is day 4. I'm tired, but I don't want it to end. We've had a lot of fun, but I have with me today 3 speakers who have taken some time out. We're going to have a quick little coffee chat, but I am way past coffee at this hour, so. First, I would love for you guys just to introduce yourself and tell us who you're from. If you want to give a shout out to your project, you sure could do that. Michelle, would you like to kick us off?
Sure. I'm Michelle from 12 by 12 Cardstock Shop. I'm the marketing director over there. And 12 by 12 Cardstock Shop is a huge warehouse of cardstock. We have everything you could ever want. So glitter paper, foil paper, regular cardstock. So if you're not familiar, check it out. My project was this bloom banner, which is all tangled up now, but a little spring banner to hang on your mantle. And it's got lots of little papery layers. So I primarily craft with paper, obviously 12 by 12 Cardstock Shop, but personally I do as well. So of course I had to make a paper project.
Awesome. It's very cute. And I am ready for spring.
Me too.
Right. Okay, Lucy, how about your project? And then tell us a little bit about yourself.
I think
it's behind you, right? Is it hanging up?
No, that's my, that was kind of the VIP ticket. So I made little Valentine houses so people could get 6 patterns for Valentine houses. So mine was, my project, I actually did something different. I did bird houses, wooden bird houses, because you can find them at the dollar store or your hobby store and paint them. And they're so much fun to paint with kids because you can't mess it up. And the real trick is I instead of hot gluing them on and your wreath is stuck, I put holes in the back and then I wire them to a wreath so you can change them out for any season. So that's what I did. But I have a cat who likes to chew on wreaths. And so it's hard to display mini wreaths there. So
I understand.
And then she throws it up. So, you know.
Free returns, right?
Yeah.
Right. And then you are from Paper Glitter Glue. And
that's my website. And obviously I pretty much do paper. That's why the birdhouses, the wooden birdhouses were pretty unusual for me.
Fun. It's a very cute wreath. And that's funny because Karina also has a wreath. So do you want to tell them about yourself and then show off your project? Very cute.
I'm Karina Gardner. So excited to be here. Thank you, Shelly, for inviting me. I am the CEO of Design Suite and the CEO and founder of a private university called the University of Arts and Design. We primarily do master's degree programs. I'm a designer, and actually it's so funny because I love these other 2 are doing so much paper because I was the creative director of a scrapbooking company called Cartabella, but I'm also a fabric designer for Riley Blake. So I rarely have a chance to do fabric projects these days. I'm almost always in paper. So this is like a super easy spring fabric wreath. And I try to keep it really simple so that even if you didn't have a sewing machine, you could baste it if you wanted to, but it's nice and full. So it feels really awesome. I especially I've seen some people doing this type of wreath, like ombre style, or they're doing it like rainbows, which is really, really cool. This is done in my most recent line, which is called Ciao Bella for Riley Blake.
It's very cute. And I love how versatile it could be. You could really just do like a basic kind of color and then, change out the bow and use it all year.
Yeah, it's so true.
I love being able to repurpose it without having the pressure to update and change it.
But I have a couple of fun questions. If you guys are watching, if you've seen their session and you have questions, or if you have questions just as paper crafters and designers and that kind of thing, throw them in the chat. We will have time at the end to do a little bit of question and answer from some of your guys' questions. But right now we just have some fun craft themed questions that I would love to get your guys' take on. So the first question is, what process do you use to stay organized when you're crafting on projects? And that was almost kind of hard for me to say with a straight face, because we all know that crafting and the word organizing don't always go together. But why don't we go reverse now? And Karina, I'm gonna pull you up first and see if you have any tips for staying organized.
Oh man. Well, so my office is relatively organized, but I like baskets. I'm a basket girl. So baskets and clear boxes. So this is for right now because I'm in this office, what your guys are seeing right now. And I'm on a computer. So if I like flip you around, you can see like there's like a basket down there. There are baskets on this side. You can see my mic on that side. And then I have baskets elsewhere. But we're in the middle of building. And if you guys keep an eye on my YouTube channel at youtube.com/Karina Gardner, we are building a barn in my backyard. And so we're going to be reorganizing that whole thing. And I have been trying to figure out the best way to do it, because it's not that I don't want to be organized. It's just, you guys know how it is. Like once all the hot glue guns are out, once all the fabric, like we'll have people show up and ask for fabric. I'm like, great. And my basement is fully filled with fabric. So then everyone just starts pulling bolts. So before we know it, we have 20 bolts downstairs, 20 bolts upstairs. Everybody's cutting fabric. And it does become just a super big mess. I think I've just embraced the chaos at this point, but I do like baskets. And I also like clear bins. I used to like dark bins so you can see all the stuff inside. So it looked cleaner, but I decided it just wasn't very pragmatic. So
Right. We have to be able to see it in order to, otherwise it just doesn't get used. I think this is the same goes for my groceries, the stuff in my pantry, all of that. So
yeah, I saw that someone's asking about the directions for the wreath. So the presentation is up. Is that right, Shelly?
You know what? Let me double check. Let me double check what day that yours was out on. I was thinking it was today, but maybe it wasn't. You'd think by now I'd have them all memorized. So if you have the free ticket, Karina's session was on day 3, which was yesterday. So that one has expired. But if you have the VIP ticket, you still have access to her instructions, her supply list, all of that. So, and then somebody questioned your link, which I think we might have had a typo in our copy and paste. So I think that's in there now. Okay, so let's jump back to our organization. Lucy, do you have any organizing tips?
No, I'm probably the least organized person here. I really am kind of go by spurts and and a craft hoarder. And so if something inspires me, I'm like, I got to go do it now. So I'm not really very organized, but I've got so much going on that I had to come up with a method. And like for my my little houses, like I'll cut pieces out ahead of time and then put them in folders. So I have a file box for all my houses on my wreaths, and that has really helped me out. So for every project, I've got a box of pop-up cards, and so I can always find them. And that's a recent organizational change. I've only started doing that in the last few months, last 6 months, I guess. But no, organization is not my skill. So everybody around January has all these, join me for organizing. I'm like, yeah, don't join me. I'll learn from you guys. Yeah.
That's too funny. How about Michelle? Do you have a tip?
I feel like I'm pretty disorganized too. So maybe you just picked the wrong group of crafters to ask this question. But I actually, I do a lot of Cricut cutting and layered. And so I actually have little plastic envelopes that are see-through. And as I cut, I put the pieces in those. So that's how I keep myself organized when I'm actually making something, just so that I don't lose the pieces. But when I'm preparing for a class or doing something, I usually just make a giant disaster and then just roll with it. and clean it up when it's over. So
That's
that's my
good.
strategy, which is not a good one.
Right. I think cleaning up when it's over is kind of a defeat in itself. So that's good too. I think for me, when I'm trying to stay organized while I'm crafting, I think it's having those tools that you use every day that you don't have to dig out of a container, or just kind of keeping them at arm's reach. And then that makes it easier. And then it's easier to use it and put it away if it's just on a caddy or next to you or in a drawer that's right where you're always crafting. So that would be mine. Whoops. Rhonda said she's been using Ziploc bags to hold pieces. So that's a good idea too. And there's so many of our craft supplies that we get that come with, I don't know, they come with packaging and then you use it up. Like some of the stickers, sometimes they have like fancy packaging, and you don't always have to go buy stuff. You could just reuse kind of the stuff that you had. Okay. So I have one more question, and then we'll jump on a few of our questions from the people watching. Is there a new craft style that you haven't tried that you want to? So is it like a type of class, like sublimation, watercolor, pan lettering? Is there something like that has come up that you wanted to try that you haven't? I think mine used to be hand lettering, but we just did a hand lettering class. So I can say I have officially tried it. I'm not very good at it, but I officially tried it.
That looks great, Shelly. Hand lettering is hard because you have to have a steady hand, and muscle memory is like the issue, right? Because like you have to do it so much that your muscles have that same feeling in it.
Right. That's what we were talking about. It was so, I just wanted to do it like cursive. Like I learned cursive, and they're like, no, like each letter is an art form. And I'm like, I was that little exploding emoji. I'm like, I get it. So, but how about you guys? What kind of craft have you seen recently that you think would be fun to get into that you haven't yet? Or maybe that you just started getting into it?
I have one, but it's something I did 2 or 3 years ago with my daughter. We went to Paris and we went and did paper marbling. Have you guys seen that? It's like insane. Yes. So that was her senior trip. I took her on, and this is my oldest daughter who's autistic. And I was like, we're going to go do like more hands-on things because she's an animator. And so we went and did paper marbling in Paris. And it was one of the coolest things because, it's water, and then you put all the dyes and liquids, and then you lay the paper flat, and you have to have a certain amount of stability to pull it off to get it out of the water and for it to hold its design or form. And I just got asked, you guys, this is secret. I can't believe I'm telling you guys this. I just got asked to host a trip in Tuscany in 2026. So we're going to be coming out with that. It will come out in layers because I think it will fill up really, really fast, probably at the end of March. And I told them we have to do paper marbling. So we're going to, this is something I'm really fascinated with. And I think we're going to try to start teaching our students.
That'll be fun. Wow, that's exciting.
Yeah.
I always wanted to try that color pour stuff when it was so popular, but I just could envision it going so horribly wrong that I never did try it. I was like, I'll just accidentally like marble my entire house. So I didn't try it, but it's beautiful.
It is. And actually that is, the paint pour, is that what you're talking about?
Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we do have a session on that today. So that's funny.
I'll have to watch that. Maybe I'll get up my confidence.
There you go. Because we need one more craft to fill our days, right? Awesome.
No.
Okay. Lucy, did you have one?
Yes. It's not a new craft. I want to know how to knit. I just want to make little stockings with like cute little motifs on them, like little deer and stuff. And I don't want big giant stockings. I just want to be able to knit little stockings. But I'm extremely left-handed, and I have trouble learning from somebody who's right-handed. So I haven't done it. But I would love to be able to knit, and especially I'm intrigued with the motifs and stuff.
Yes, I feel that way too. Like knit, crochet, one of those. I feel like I could take up, but then I also feel like I would have so much yarn I would have to take over another bedroom, because I've recently taken over one more of the kids' bedrooms with our empty nesters, and that's been my sewing. So I've really gotten back to sewing. So that'll be fun to put on the blog. But I would say sewing and hand lettering are both fine. I don't know. The more every time I go to Hobby Lobby, I'm like, maybe I should try that now.
Yep.
It's
My daughter is in fashion design school. She's actually wanting to do like restore historical fashion and be more in the museum realm. But she's in a class right now that's kind of run like Project Runway, where they have a cool challenge every week. And at the beginning of the semester, I was like, I'm going to do that with you because I used to sew, but I haven't done a single thing. But I think it's so cool to have like a weekly challenge like that. So maybe I'll get into sewing again, but I just haven't.
right.
I was inspired, but I lost the inspiration.
Maybe it'll come again. I thought when we
Yeah.
became empty nesters, I'd be like, I'm gonna have all this time. I'm gonna be doing this and doing that. And yeah, not happening. Okay, I think we have one more speaker who was having a little technical difficulties, but Terry is finally able to join us. Thank you for the tech gremlins for allowing her to come in. Oh, we have visual, but we don't have audio. We can't hear you, Terry, unfortunately. Shoot. We will. Okay, she's going to check on that. But Terry is also one of our speakers, so I thank you for joining us, and hopefully we can get that to work. But let's do one more question while we do some tech troubleshooting on the back. This is kind of a fun one. I think this one's kind of funny. If you had to pick one craft and it was the only craft you could do for the rest of your life, what would it be? Somebody want to raise their hand when they got one? Well,
That's easy for me. Paper.
Yeah, this is kind of a cheating question for you, right?
Yeah, me too.
I think for me, it would be die cutting. Like, so yeah, like paper, but just die cutting in general. Anything on a Silhouette, Caesar, or Cricut machine, like so that you could build. Because to me, so I love fabric. You guys know that. Like I quilt. We've had patterns in kids' clothing. I just love sewing. But there is something so cool about being able to take paper, 2D things, and turn it into 3-dimensional. I don't know. I love it.
Yeah, that's true. I think that's a fun answer, and I love the material behind you. It's really inspired me to want to go.
I'm like, which side is it? I can't tell which side I'm on. Yeah, that's my line for 2000. This is Ciao Bella that I did for Riley Blake in 2000 into 2021. I haven't had time for another fabric line, you guys. It's been rough.
Right? You've been busy. You've been busy. Did we get Terry's audio working? Should we try again?
Can you hear me?
We can.
Okay, great.
Yay. Welcome to the party.
Thanks. I'm a little challenged, but it's working now, so that's good. That's good.
Becca does that to us sometimes. We're just going around chatting about some things, but we've all introduced ourselves. Would you like to just tell people you and
Sure.
a little bit about your business?
Sure. Well, like a lot of you and like Karina, I started with fabric. I had a Brother sewing machine store. We sold Brother products and fabric and quilting, and it did lots and lots of embroidery. This is several years ago. And it just got too expensive to have a brick and mortar store. I was working too hard and not making any money. So in 2013, I closed the store. But in the process of that, I discovered Silhouette because I wanted to cut machine embroidery applique fabrics better, quicker, faster. And I had seen somebody doing that with a Silhouette. So long story short, I contacted Silhouette and a whole beautiful relationship evolved, and I began teaching Silhouette classes. And then after I closed the store, I wanted to teach online classes. And I had taught some embroidery classes online. I have a class on Craftsy. And believe it or not, like it's been that long and I still get residuals from that class on Craftsy. But anyway, I started teaching Silhouette. I saw there was a lot of embroidery, but not much in the way of cutting. Now, like I said, this was 2013, so things have really exploded since then. But I began teaching classes in person, which grew into the All Things Silhouette conferences, which we used to have in Atlanta, and we had about 400 to 500 people attend each time. But COVID put a stop to that, and I transitioned to online classes. So now I teach online classes primarily for silhouette, but I've been expanding into some AI and some other things. And so I'm doing an all things silhouette club, and I do some conferences and summits and things like that. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. But like all of you, I have my fingers in a lot of things. And as you can see behind me, there's my beautiful embroidery machine. Over on this side, I always get this backwards. I just got a new Glowforge Aura they sent to me, and I have cut one thing because I have so many other things going on. I don't have time to learn that, but that's what I would like to get into when I can do that. So yeah,
Awesome.
that's a little bit about me. So
Well, I appreciate you being here, and I'm glad that you're able to pop up. We're just running through some fun questions and chatting about just crafting in general. So we do have a couple questions, but I'm going to throw the last question that we just finished at you, and then we'll jump into some questions if we have
okay,
some.
great.
But if you had to pick one craft and it was the only craft you could do for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Wow. It's kind of a toss up. Like Karina, I love die cutting. I think there's just so much that you can do with it. You can cut everything under the sun, felt, fabric, and little sneak peek. I'm teaching a felt cutting class in Karina's next event in the spring. So, but I do love sewing and embroidery. And my real first love was smocking. That's what I started when my girls were little. And they are mommies now. They're in their 40s. But I don't have anybody to smock for anymore. But I think definitely it would probably be die cutting if I had to choose. But it's a close second is sewing.
That's awesome. Can you explain what smocking is?
Oh, okay. You've probably seen these little dresses or little boys' suits that are by a company called Polly Flinders or other companies. Sorry, I need my water. Hang on. But you have pre-gathered fabric, and that can be done with a little pleating machine or by hand. Excuse me. And it's hand embroidery stitches on the top of those pleats. And it can either be geometric or it can create pictures. And it was just so much fun. I had 2 daughters. My husband was in the Navy and deployed a lot. So I had a lot of evenings alone after the girls went to bed, and I learned. We were stationed at Camp Lejeune, and there was a woman who was teaching smocking classes, and I took that. And so you just, stitch on top of those pleats to form either pictures or pretty geometric patterns. And then, of course, I sewed them into all kinds of little dresses. I even have some now that my granddaughter is wearing. She's 6, so she's beginning to outgrow it. And she's a little Miss Sassy Pants who thinks she's Taylor Swift Jr. But so she's not really into smocking, but she has worn a few of the things when she was younger that her mommy wore. They were her mom's dresses. So that's really fun for me.
Mm-hmm. That's cute. I love that. And then we kind of talked about everybody's project too. And Terry's is a
air dry clay trinket dish.
Yes. I was like, yes. How do I say this? I've not done clay yet either, so I didn't want to say it wrong.
Well, it's air dry clay. You don't need a kiln. You don't need any specific equipment. You don't need a wheel. It's just clay that you can form with your hands, use different things to cut it. I show all that in the class, and it dries with air. Now it takes a couple days to get really completely dry and hard, but there's so many things you can do with it. It's really a lot of fun. It's fairly inexpensive. A block of clay is about 11.
Whoops.
And then just a few, so it's really fun. It's real fun. So
good. Okay, we do have a couple questions, so we will just quickly comment on those. Somebody said, what was the Glowforge? So that is the laser cutter, and that's the smaller version that Glowforge makes.
Right. It's the craft version, basically.
Yes. And one of today's classes at the Home Decor Crafter Summit is Bale, and she is actually a laser expert. She's the laser queen. She did a little macrame sign. It was super cute. So if you're interested to learn more, that would be a good one to check out.
Right.
But good question. And then I think we had one more too, didn't we, Erin? Let me look. Oh, this one was for Lucy. Did you make the shelves behind you?
No, I got those at Lowe's. And what they are it's like a giant pegboard. Let me see if I have a peg I can take down. So this is, wait, I'm sorry, I can't hear. Yeah. So this is the peg that goes with it. And you can arrange it all different ways. But I got it from Lowe's, and it wasn't on display there. I looked it up online, and I said, it says you've got this. And so they said, yeah, we've got 2 in the back. So I ordered them, and then I had to go pick them up, but they were at Lowe's. You can get, but it's something like a giant pegboard, but it works really well for displaying my stuff. Like I said, I mean, I kind of explained, I'm not very organized, but I can switch this out and put different, I can always have, you know, my newest stuff. So when I do a video, I usually have this in the background. But I love these shelves, and I installed them myself. I did the level, and glued the base piece and screwed the base piece on. And yeah, I was kind of proud of myself. But you can get them on Etsy. Usually they're more expensive, but sometimes you can get much bigger ones. This is 2 pieces kind of squished together. But yeah, I really like those shelves. Thank you.
They are cute. And what a fun way to display your crafts and stuff.
Perfect.
I do think that's interesting. I'm wondering, I mean, I make a ton of stuff for blog projects and different things, but I'm assuming all of you do too. What do you do with it all? I've always wondered that. I really struggle with that.
So that's an interesting question because in my club, I do 3 projects minimum every month. And then, of course, in the All Things Silhouette Conference, which, by the way, Michelle and Karina have both taught for us in our conferences, and I love having them. They're great instructors. So hopefully they'll be doing it again with us going forward. But yeah, I have a collection. I don't know if you can see over here in my windowsill. I have a few things sitting up there. I have them on my shelves. I can't really make myself depart with them, get rid of them. Although my husband's like, what are we going to do with all this stuff? I give a lot away. So
we put things in tubs, you guys, and we only keep the best stuff. But I have probably the worst problem of anyone here because I'm a designer for the Silhouette store. So we used to do 10 to 20 projects every single week. So that means every month we'd have anywhere, and most of them are physical. So, you know, we have a huge Christmas village. We have a monstrous, if you ever want to see on my Instagram feed, gingerbread house that I did on the Silhouette Pro. It takes 2 people to create it.
That was so cute.
Yeah. Amazing.
So we keep the biggest stuff because those take a long time to recreate. Right. But eventually they do start falling apart and we kind of get rid of it. But we display a few things. When someone else is talking, I'll grab a couple of things in my office. We display a few of it. The rest of it goes in clear tubs. And then anything that we can't handle has to leave. In my warehouse offices, when we were running, I have another company called Miniloo, but now we have the university in Miniloo. But anyway, we had something we called the graveyard. It's like so sad, but it was the corner of the huge warehouse. And we had boxes and boxes and boxes of Silhouette projects. I mean, like amazing amounts. And those eventually we picked out the best of it that we felt like we would reuse again. And we had to throw away the rest because it was just impossible. So that's what happens when you have to make as much as we do.
Yeah.
It does start to pile up. Normally when I have projects or when I do decor or items that I keep around, you know, some of them you want to keep, some of them you don't. But
right,
even though they're really good, they're still, I hate to throw them away. I usually do silent auctions. If you have people locally that are doing benefits and they have a silent auction, donate them there or donate them
That's a good idea.
Yeah, to the assisted living or the nursing homes. You know, they love cards over there because they really don't have a budget to go buy or a way to go buy them. Or just they move in and they don't really have anything to put on their walls or decorate their space, especially holiday type things. And then if they're paper, if they end up being discarded at the end of it, it's not a big deal, but at least then somebody else could enjoy it.
Right.
So that's what I do with a couple of mine.
That's a really good idea.
Space for bins.
Yeah. When I started, I always made little houses. That's my main thing. And so I used to have a fundraiser. I worked at the hospital, so there were a lot of people who could attend. And I'd put them on a cart and I'd sell my houses to raise money for Habitat. And I still kind of do that, but
that's a good idea.
Yeah, I thought houses for Habitat sort of work.
Right.
That's cool.
I could just see you too, wheeling that cart with your houses through them.
Yeah, people love little houses.
Yeah, very cute. Okay, we do have another question. So silhouette, can it cut fabric?
Absolutely, it can. You can do it one of two ways. Well, I guess there's probably more, but if you have a Cameo 4 or 5, you can use the rotary blade and a very sticky mat to cut your fabric. If you have an earlier model of the silhouette, you simply have to treat the fabric and you can cut it that way. I use a product called Terial Magic. It's kind of like a starch that stiffens the fabric, and then you can use the regular blade that comes with your silhouette. I have some blog posts about it. If you want to go to my website, it's just Terry Johnson Creates. And yeah, it cuts fabric. It's great. I love it. Like I said, that's how I started way back when. So yeah, I love the rotary blade though. If you have a Cameo 4 or 5 or a portrait, that's definitely the way to go. A portrait 4, that's the way to go.
I'm still doing it a little bit the old way too. And in my silhouette store, there's like 18-inch doll patterns in there that I've created that you can literally cut with your silhouette machine. So I use the Terial Magic as well. I haven't done it with the new rotary blade, Terry, which is so
oh my
fun.
gosh. Karina, it's life-changing. It's life-changing.
I just haven't gotten around to it. So anyway.
I know. I understand. You need a really sticky mat, brayer it down, and cut it with the rotary blade. It's great. So. Now, if it's super intricate, then no. You need to go with the regular blade. But it's great, especially for felt. If you're doing anything with felt, it's beautiful. And like I said, that's what I'm doing next. So.
That's awesome. We have one more Cameo question. And then
5, Jerry. 5. You want the Cameo 5. That's the most recent machine.
Absolutely. Yep. The Cameo 5, Jerry. No question about it. Hi, Jerry. I wish I could see you. Jerry has been to our All Things Silhouette conferences way back when. But yeah, definitely a Cameo 5, Jerry.
Awesome. Okay. Did you grab some things to show?
I did. I brought stuff. Okay, so if you want to see big projects, I think this is why a machine is so fun. But this is my ultimate haunted mansion. This is actually not in the Silhouette store. It's just on my website at karinagardner.com.
I love it.
The ultimate.
That's great.
Stuff. Pretty fun. And then this is the one that most people know me for. This is the one that's just done on the Cameo 5 for, Cricut regular size. And this is the one I did monster style with the Pro. So
that's so cute.
I love it.
Little trees.
Super fun.
That's good. How long did it take you to make that? Do you remember? Like once you had
to design it or to make it. So the problem is I was designing it while I was making it. So it's really hard to know. I think if you're someone, the big one, because I had done it after the fact, took me 2 days. 1 day to cut everything, 1 day to build it. So
that's fun.
Wow.
That was so cute. I remember seeing that online. Michelle, so with your paper store, how big a paper? Do you guys have bigger than 12 by 12? I know it's kind of like.
We don't actually. I know. We thought about when that new Cricut came out, we really did think about it, but it's such a beast to ship that it kind of, we really debated, but in the end we decided not right now because it just would be very tricky to ship. Yeah.
Not right now.
It's actually harder than you think to ship cardstock because it's so heavy. And so if someone drops it, it gets dinged on the corners. And so like we package, I honestly, like when you open a box from us, it's just packaged so well because we don't want those corners to get dinged and you just can't trust that it's not going to get dropped somewhere along the way. So
Right. In fact, you have to kind of count on it being dropped somewhere
right,
between
yeah,
here and there.
yeah, yep.
Yeah, that's true. And it's you guys have such great paper for cutting on the cutting machine, so I had to ask.
I love it.
Yeah, so yep, that's our Encore line, and it was actually developed for cutting machines. So it really will blow your mind. That's not just a marketing ploy. It cuts amazing. So
Yeah.
Let me just agree with that. Michelle sent me a set of it after the last event or during the last event. Oh my gosh, I won't use anything else. I love it. It's great. Yeah, it's great.
That's good. Okay. So I don't think we have any more questions. Do we, Renee or Erin? Sorry, I don't know where I got Renee from. Good Lord. I think I've been on here too long. Nope, I think we're good. So let's talk about what people are just loving on your paper. So maybe we should start with you because I know you have a coupon code for us too. But let's go around and let's just talk about what you have going on, what you have coming up, and then kind of whatever you want to share because I know everybody is loving everybody on here, so they want more from you. So Michelle, why don't you kick us off?
Yeah, so the paper that we're talking about is Encore textured cardstock, and we've got 106 colors, so there's lots of luscious colors. And you can actually grab a swatch book. We sell these little swatch books if you want to just like check out all the colors before you decide what to buy. As far as what we have going on, we're kind of done with our events. We did a Christmas event, but we have a new subscription box. It's actually like a year old, but people are just loving our subscription boxes because we choose a color palette of Encore that's 5 colors, and then we just build a box around it, and with glitter paper and foil paper, all kinds of beautiful things. So definitely check out the subscription box if you just want to kind of play with some new papers. And it's like having a personal shopper. We shop for you and send you the box, and then it comes with a free class as well. So maybe I'll do a little sneak peek. So this next month, February, we're doing Easter, which seems kind of early, but there's several Easter cards. This is just a few of them, but this is all made with what's in the subscription box. So you get SVG files in a class along with your paper.
Oh, that's awesome. Very cute. Cute cards. So thank you for sharing. We dropped the link with the video or, on as she was talking, and then there's a coupon code in there. And then Lucy, we'll jump to you right away because I know you have to bug out early.
Yes. I don't really have anything big going on right now. I realize I'm very slow about things. And I had a Halloween event, 12 by 12 cardstock, sponsored it last year. And it takes me so long to get stuff done that I actually have to start on Halloween soon. But I do a live every Monday at 2 on my YouTube channel, Paper Glitter Glue. And we're going to do some Valentine's stuff. So I'm trying to do stuff I've done in the past on my Mondays. In the meantime, I'm like trying to figure out spooky houses and stuff like that for for Halloween. Because I'm slow about things. Yeah. But we're doing Valentine. Like I have a little mailbox. I don't have one up here. And also, wait, let me show you. This is one of my favorite things. This is wait, let me put this in so I can hear. This is my patisserie. I made it. I think I called it the bakery, and it's free on my website, this pattern. And I think it will make a great Valentine, like a candy shop. So I'm going to try to modify that for candy. And then I have another one. Let's see if I can grab it without getting up. Yeah.
That is so cute, Lucy. That is just adorable.
And this is the post office. But what's cool about the post office is it's got these shelves in the back. So I thought you could put like little cards and stuff. So I'm going to try to modify these for Valentine's Day. So that would be on my live on the 10th. But I mean, we all have enough die cuts. It's not like you can't find some hearts to cut out and add to your little bakery. But the bakery and the post office are both free projects on my website.
Awesome. And as you were talking, we dropped Lucy's website in the chat so you guys can reach out to her there. And I'm sure we each have a couple, maybe 2 or 3 stickers laying around. You could throw those on there and have a Valentine's Day little house.
Exactly.
Awesome. Okay. Thanks for joining us, Lucy.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. Y'all have a good day.
You too. Okay. Karina, do you want to jump in next and share what you have going on?
I feel like the list is so long, you guys. So I'm going to give you the very small version of what we have going on. So the biggest thing or the quickest thing that's coming up is next week we have a design boot camp and we're going to give you guys a discount. So this is a link that we have just for Shelly. So normally design boot camp is $27, but we're giving it to you guys here for $7 if you want to use that special link that we're going to give you. Design boot camp is a 5-day design workshop. So, well, it's a design business workshop. So if you've ever wanted to become a designer, because you guys are mostly, I would assume, crafters, sewers, like you're doing all the things, and you ever want to make, it's really not that crazy of a transition to go from crafter maker to designer who's actually building their business, doing the things that they love. That's why we created this. It's a 5-day workshop. It's the only way to actually get into Design Suite, which is my premier program. It's my year-long program. It's a professional development program where we help people build their design businesses and teach them how to design. And if that's not for you, we own a private university. So that university is called the University of Arts and Design. We are in our spring 2 enrollment session right now. So it starts March 17th. We offer, if you have a bachelor's degree, we offer a master's of arts and design business. I think we're the only ones that offer a degree like this. A master's of fine arts in digital design, which is a little bit longer, and it's a terminal degree. I have a PhD in design, but the MFA is the terminal degree, so you can teach at a college with that degree. And if you have a GED or high school diploma and you don't want a master's degree at this time, we have an undergraduate design certificate. We love this because it means, a bachelor's degree requires you to do general eds. You do no general eds. It's a 4-semester, highly intensive learning how to build a full design business in a degree program, so undergraduate credit. So that's at uad.education. This is the only year we are offering discounts because generally universities don't offer discounts because we are in our promotional first year as a university. So we're able to do that. So if you want to learn about that, you can always go to the UAD website and ask a question. We'll answer you, or you can sign up for a consult with someone on my team that can help you learn a little bit more about discounts that we have currently at the university. I think those are the biggest things you guys heard. Like Terry's teaching at my next summit. We have so much going on all the time. And if you really want like something free that's new and we're kind of fresh, our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Karina Gardner. We are literally every Sunday, we're releasing a new episode. Right now, we're doing a series called Sweet Life of a Designer. And it's like all the new things that we've got going on. We show designing, we show the barn build. We also have another series that comes out called Design Around the World. I take you with me. You can go back and watch it. Japan, Amsterdam, San Antonio. There's a new episode coming out called Outpost X, if you've ever heard of it. So just really fun and giving you like a bird's eye view of being a designer.
That's awesome. I just, I have to say, I think maybe if you had a couple more things going on, it would be more fun, but whatever. I love it. And I love how you have the beginner all the way up.
Yeah.
You've got really the wide gamut of everything and so many fun programs. So I love it. And then you could learn how to do such great design, and then you head over to the 12x12 cardstock shop and pick yourself up some beautiful paper. And because I don't know about you guys, but we all need more paper in our lives, right?
Always.
Yeah. All right, Terry.
You can't see. Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say you can't see the other side of my craft room, but I have like my personal stash. I have like samples here that I'm reviewing. I mean, it's just a disaster of paper in here. If my house ever caught fire, it would be really bad. So
I know, they're like, so many ashes. What was in here? We have no idea.
Yeah, a room of paper. It's true.
Right. Okay, Becky, you are now like our best friend. You can never have too much paper. Like,
That's right.
I think that needs to be on a shirt. Watch for an SVG coming to my shop soon.
I was just thinking, Michelle, I love that paper so much. I just don't have room. We recently downsized. We had a bigger house in Virginia about 18 months ago. We moved to Florida, about half the size. So my studio has been cut in half. And so I have all this paper that I don't like very much now compared to the Encore. And I was just thinking, I'm just going to get rid of that paper so I can sign up for your subscription box. So it just looks like so much fun. But I'm like, there's a local place that you can just take your stuff. And so I think I'm going to do that. So I can just sign up for the subscription.
Yes. In schools or daycares, they really love that kind of paper.
Oh, that's a great idea. I could donate it to my grandkids' school. Yeah, great idea.
Yeah, there you go. And we were talking about donating, and Sheila had put in the comments, we had talked about nursing homes or assisted livings. And then she also said like the domestic shelters or children homes. And then even some of those local, like we have it's not a Ronald McDonald House, but it's something like that. And then some of the items they can use for decor too. So there's always somebody out there looking for it. Okay, so Terry, are you ready to jump in and share what you have going on?
Sure. Well, we have ongoing is our All Things Silhouette Club. And it's kind of a misnomer in that anybody who has a cutting machine with SVGs that can use SVGs, which is pretty much everybody, could learn and benefit from the club. So each month I do designing largely or editing in Silhouette Studio. And my philosophy is you learn the software better when you are creating projects. So each month I create 3 projects that teach you how to use Silhouette Studio software. I love Silhouette Studio. I think it's such a powerful software. I've often said that you are paying for the software when you buy your machine, and Silhouette just gives you the machine for free. So each month we, like I said, we make 3 projects where you have the option. You have a video, you get cut files for each project, and PDF downloads for each project. And then we have a Facebook group too. So I really encourage you to check it out if you need some inspiration. We've been doing it for 4 years now. We have several hundred people involved in the club. So I have 4 years of project in the archive. So when you join, you have access not only to the current projects and going forward, but you have access to over 150 projects in the archive. So just check it out. And if you have any questions, just let me know. I'll be happy to answer.
Awesome. Appreciate it. And I think Jerry had a really good idea. Where did it go? She thinks we should all come visit you.
Me? I would love that. I would love that.
I'd love to go to Florida right now.
Oh my gosh. We live on the Gulf Coast of Florida. And I have to say, every day I wake up and thank God that we get to live here. I just love it.
I bet.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Hurricanes notwithstanding, but
yeah. Right.
Right.
Oh, the weather. That's always the beast. All
well,
right.
Yeah.
I don't think we have any other questions. I just wanted to again thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate you not only coming to this live, but supporting us with the Home Decor Summit. And we've had some fun sessions. I can't believe the wide variety, everything from, get your paintbrushes out and paper crafts and material, everything in between. So if you are watching and you are registered, today's our last day, which I know this week has just flown by, but we have 35 workshops in there. Tons, like I said, tons of things you can learn, lettering, material products, the clay. I can't even name them all. When I start to think, my brain just goes overdrive. But you get, with the VIP ticket, you can keep all of those so that you can come back later and rewatch them or watch them again if you missed any of them. But that one ends tomorrow for the sale. So you can always get the VIP ticket to jump into all the replays. But the bonus about buying it today or tomorrow before end of the day is it's only $57 instead of the normal $97 price. And then we also have a whole ton of bonuses with it, and it's all based around crafters. So there's stuff for hand lettering, paper crafts, glass etching, lots of fun creative things. There's digital files, resources, master classes, and stuff like that. And you have access to those bonuses for about 3 months till about April 15th. So, but the sessions you can keep for a lifetime. And I think it's a really fun way to, when you get in there and you have time to craft and you don't know what to craft, you can go through all the modules. It'll keep track of what you've already watched. And then you'll have access to all the worksheets, the PDF worksheets that came with it, any resources that the speakers had, and then plus the supply lists as well. So again, thank you guys for being here. Is there anything else you want to add, or we're done? Yeah, we're done.
It's been a lot of fun.
Yes, and I'm glad you were able to join us. So I'm glad you got through that test.
Thanks for inviting me. Thanks. I appreciate it. Yeah.
It's been great. Okay, well, it was nice chatting with you guys, and I hope you have a great afternoon. And we will be back.
Thank you.
Yeah, we will be back here at 2:00, and we are doing a crafting tool session. And this is our final session of the live streams that we're doing with the summit. So I hope to see you guys back on YouTube or Facebook in about 30 minutes.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Bye.